Welcome back to Car Craze. Today, we're taking a deep dive into one of the most anticipated revivals in the automotive world, the 2026 Ford Capri. The name alone sparks excitement and nostalgia, but this time, Ford has completely reimagined what the Capri stands for. The classic two-door coupe of the 1970s has been reborn as a fully electric coupe-styled crossover, blending heritage with futuristic technology. So, let's explore everything you need to know about this modern reincarnation, from its design, performance, and technology, to how it fits into Ford's electric future. The original Ford Capri was known as the car you always promised yourself. It was stylish, affordable, and fun to drive. It became an icon of its time, a car that combined performance and practicality in a package that felt special. Fast forward to 2026, and Ford is reviving the nameplate not as a traditional sports coupe, but as a sleek electric crossover. It's a bold move, and opinions are split. Purists miss the old Capri's lightweight, rear-wheel drive character, but others see this as the evolution needed for the EV age. Let's start with the design. The 2026 Ford Capri shares its underpinnings with the electric Ford Explorer, which itself rides on Volkswagen's MEB platform, the same architecture used for the VW ID.4 and ID.5. That means this Capri is fundamentally electric from the ground up. The proportions are more crossover than coupe, yet Ford has done a clever job of injecting personality and sportiness into its silhouette. From the front, the Capri immediately stands out with its slim LED headlights and a closed-off grille design that gives it a clean, aerodynamic look. The sculpted bonnet and sharp daytime running lights create a sense of motion even when the car is stationary. Moving to the side, the coupe-inspired roofline flows elegantly toward the rear, ending in a bold, sculpted tail section with a full-width LED light bar and the Ford lettering proudly displayed across the tailgate. Despite being called a coupe, the Capri is actually a five-door model with a practical liftback-style rear. It's slightly more compact than the Explorer but still substantial in size, measuring about 4.6 meters long and just under 1.9 meters wide. This gives it a solid, planted stance on the road. The black wheel arch claddings, available 19 to 21-inch alloy wheels, and strong character lines emphasize its sporty yet functional nature. Now, moving inside, the Capri feels every bit as modern as you'd expect from a 2026 EV. The cabin is dominated by a large 14.6-inch portrait touchscreen in the center, powered by Ford's latest SyncMove system. This screen can slide up and down to reveal a hidden storage area behind it, a clever touch that shows Ford's attention to usability. The digital instrument cluster is sleek and minimal, providing clear information about range, speed, and navigation. The materials are a mix of soft-touch plastics, fabric, and metallic accents. Depending on the trim, you can get sustainable upholstery and recycled materials, keeping with the eco-friendly nature of the vehicle. The panoramic glass roof gives the cabin an airy, open feel, while ambient lighting adds a layer of sophistication at night. Seating comfort is excellent, with heated and ventilated front seats and generous legroom for rear passengers. And when it comes to practicality, there's a lot to like. The Capri offers about 622 liters of boot space, expanding to over 1,500 liters with the rear seats folded. That's more than enough for road trips, family duties, or weekend adventures. Performance-wise, Ford offers the Capri in multiple electric configurations. At the entry level, you'll find the rear-wheel drive standard range version with a 52 kWh battery pack. It produces around 170 horsepower and delivers a 0 to 100 km/h sprint in roughly 8.7 seconds. For those wanting more range and power, the extended range rear-wheel drive model bumps the output to about 286 horsepower and packs a 77 kWh battery. This version drops the 0 to 100 time to around 6.4 seconds and offers an impressive WLTP range of up to 390 miles, depending on conditions. At the top of the lineup sits the all-wheel drive dual-motor version, which produces around 340 horsepower and 545 Nm of torque. That's enough for a 0 to 100 sprint in about 5.3 seconds. The AWD version uses a slightly larger 79 kWh battery, giving it around 368 miles of claimed range. While these figures may vary depending on driving style and climate, they're highly competitive in the EV market, especially against rivals like the Volkswagen ID.5 or the Tesla Model Y. Charging is another strong point. The standard RWD version supports up to 135 kilowatts of DC fast charging, allowing a 10 to 80% top-up in roughly 28 minutes. The AWD variant supports faster 185 kilowatt charging, cutting that time down to about 26 minutes. For home charging, Ford's Wallbox and other AC charging options make overnight recharging simple and convenient. The Capri's driving experience aims to balance sportiness with everyday comfort. Thanks to the MEB platform, the weight is distributed evenly between the front and rear axles, and the battery mounted low in the chassis gives it a stable, planted feel. Ford's engineers have tuned the suspension to deliver engaging handling without compromising ride comfort. It's not a track car, but for everyday driving, city commutes, highways, and twisty roads, it promises a smooth, confident, and refined drive. Of course, one of the biggest talking points is the weight. At around 2,100 kilograms, the Capri is much heavier than the old gasoline versions, but that's a common trade-off for electric cars. Thankfully, instant torque from the electric motors helps offset that mass, making acceleration feel quick and effortless. Technology and safety are front and center in the new Capri. The car comes loaded with Ford's latest driver assistance systems, including adaptive cruise control, lane centering, traffic sign recognition, blind spot assist, and a 360-degree parking camera. It's built to achieve top safety ratings across Europe, and Ford's software updates mean that over-the-air improvements can add new features or enhance performance long after you buy the car. Another clever detail is the smart navigation system, which plans routes based on available charging stations and predicts battery usage depending on terrain and traffic conditions. Ford's digital key technology also lets owners unlock and start the vehicle using their smartphone. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the Capri name. Ford's decision to revive it for an electric crossover has been controversial. The original Capri was a lightweight, rear-wheel drive coupe designed for driving enjoyment. This new one, while faster and more advanced, is a very different machine. Some enthusiasts argue that Ford should have introduced it under a new name. But in Ford's defense, the Capri badge carries decades of emotional value, and using it helps bridge the past and the future. In many ways, this new Capri is the spiritual successor, not the literal one. It's still about accessible style, performance, and individuality, just reimagined for the electric era. From a practical standpoint, the new Capri makes a lot of sense. It's stylish, spacious, and efficient. It delivers great range, fast charging, and enough performance to satisfy most drivers. The interior is modern and loaded with tech, while the design turns heads without trying too hard. It's clear Ford wants to attract a new generation of buyers, people who want an EV that stands out from the crowd but still feels familiar. There are a few downsides, of course. The higher weight means it won't have the nimbleness of the classic Capri. Some might find the pricing steep compared to traditional petrol or hybrid models. And for regions with limited EV charging infrastructure, daily convenience could still be a challenge. But overall, Ford seems to have struck a balance between nostalgia and progress. So, should you consider the 2026 Ford Capri? If you're after a modern EV that blends sporty looks with family-friendly practicality, this car hits a sweet spot. It may not be the Capri of the 1970s, but it captures the same adventurous spirit, redefined for the electric age. In the end, the new Capri symbolizes Ford's direction for the future. It's about moving beyond combustion engines, embracing electrification, and delivering vehicles that are both emotionally appealing and technologically advanced. Whether you love or hate the name Revival, there's no denying that Ford has created something bold and forward-thinking. The 2026 Ford Capri isn't just a name resurrected from history, it's a statement of intent. It shows that the future of driving can still have soul, character, and excitement, even without a roaring engine under the hood. And that's the story of the all-new Ford Capri, a modern icon reborn for a new era of motoring.